Good afternoon. Brain overload, anyone? Oh, well, that's a good thing, because then we process it at night, and then we make lots of money afterwards, right? So my name is PJ Douglas Sands. I wear a lot of hats. I am the meeting planner for NABHOOD and president of International Multicultural and Tourism Network. And many people ask, oh, you're Andy's daughter. What else do you do? Well, I'm so glad you asked that question. I actually have a coaching program called Moneymakers Mindset, where I train travel agents, meeting planners, and small and medium-sized business owners on how to run their businesses more effectively, make them profitable, and develop a money maker's mindset, because it is about profitability and purpose. So I'm giving a short snapshot of my overview, because earlier, Lucy in your group did a wonderful session in one of our breakouts on ChatGPT and getting started in that space. But with regard to how it applies here, it is a tool, and artificial intelligence, as Greg DeShields talked about, we talked about yesterday and in the executive forum, that tourist boards, CVBs, chambers, travel advisors, meeting planners, we can all use these AI tools, especially ChatGPT, to leverage it and enhance our efficiency. So I need 20 minutes on the board for me so that I can run on time before my father comes and I get in trouble. So we want to make sure that we're talking about that, because as leaders in the industry, I have over 25 years of experience, despite my youthful visage, in tourism and hospitality. Started my career at Atlantis Paradise Island, worked up from front desk VIP services into executive office, where I was responsible for the feasibility studies and economic development plans for Atlantis Dubai and the development there. Then segued into special events and weddings at the Ocean Club, where I got to coordinate fabulous events for Lenny Kravitz, Jimmy Buffett, U2, Whitney Houston, etc. And that's how I launched my career and started my own company at the age of 25, doing events and as DMO. So that's kind of the background in the space that you hear me coming from when I'm coordinating these conversations on meetings and groups. I do a lot of festivals and I coach a lot of agents and planners on that. So that's where the perspective we're going to be going from here. So how many of you say, hey Siri? Does anybody say, hey Siri at home? Hey Alexa? Add that to my grocery list, right? You are using AI. It is storing that information so that the next time you run out of eggs, you will, oh, you know that brand of egg that you like to buy? Yeah, we're going to put that on the list, right? So you're already using it. You know, you Android folks, I pray for you every day. When you say, hey, Bixby, are y'all saying, hey, Bixby? Bixby is not a great, Siri's just sexy. I just like that, right? So, but then it comes to the perspective of all these AI tools, but they are not the same. So let's talk about some major players in the system. How many of you are using the free version of ChatGPT? All right. So the free version of ChatGPT 3.5, it can write content, but it does not store your memories across chats. Meaning, if I tell ChatGPT in the free version, my name is PJ, and I'm a Capricorn, right? And I sell travel with Lux Worldwide Travel. The next time I ask it a chat, it thinks I'm a stranger. So I have to start that chat with, I'm PJ and I'm a Capricorn. I like long walks on the beach and romantic sunset strolls, right? I have to tell it that every time because it is not storing that information. It also does not browse the internet for live data. It is pulling from a database of aged data. So that means that if something changed yesterday and COVID happened, it may be like, oh, I heard there was like a pandemic, but I'm not really sure like what it was because it's a free version, so they're not filling you, right? They're not up to date. But it is ideal for light or personal use. You know, like, oh, I have the sniffles and I don't really, want to know what's wrong with me. I think my symptom is that my left finger hurts and then sometimes I get like a little cough and what's up, ChatGPT? Like that's what you're going to use it for. It is not a substitute for medical advice, as many people do want to use that. They're like, oh my gosh, I diagnosed myself. I think I have one toenail. It's crazy the way people use these tools. But when you look at the paid version, which gives you access to real-time internet search, you can see, edit, and analyze documents, images, PDFs, upload them, and it can actually regurgitate. You can also save your brand voice. They also have an enterprise version, which you can use for your company. So when I say your brand voice, meaning once I upload the hex codes for my color, my company's name, where I was founded, my bio, the mission and vision of my company, every time I ask a chat, I can say, this is my situation, and it will say, well, as the CEO of Lux Worldwide Travel, we believe that this, and this is the language that you use when you talk to your customers. And because you've told us that your ideal client avatar is someone who makes between $100,000 and $250,000 a year, every answer I ask about travel and meetings is geared towards me selling to that client avatar. I also find it useful because I have repeat clients that I can open a channel and say, my client's name is NABHOOD. They focus on this. This is their client avatar. And every time I go to that channel, it will give me answers specific to NABHOOD, which is saved in that channel. So for me, I do use the 4.0 version in order to have a specific channel for each of my clients. So now we go into a little bit of difference. Who uses Google Gemini? You like your Google Chrome? Anybody using Gemini? Okay, darling, are you lonely? Are you the only one using Gemini?
I use a couple of them, but I use Google a lot, so.
Well, let me tell you about you and Gemini. You might have to get a separation from Gemini because Gemini also is doing similar to the free version, where the information is not necessarily up to date, and because they specifically pull, but their algorithm is not based to be as creative. They also feel that Gemini is ideal for summaries, documents, outlines if you're using Google Sheets, Google Docs, searching into your email, but it is not really getting the full gamut of what's going on. So you might have to tell Gemini, did you know there was a pandemic? And they'd be like, no, girl, shut up. There was a pandemic, right? Because Google Gemini is not on it, right? So I would be careful when using Gemini to specifically use it for outlines and summaries. Maybe you want to upload a document, convert it. That's what a best use case is. All you Outlook people, I email y'all all the time, you companies, y'all loving some Microsoft. Who's using Copilot? You know, Copilot, you're a fan of Copilot? Is Copilot good to you? As long as you're good to it. It is built into Microsoft Word, Outlook, Excel, PowerPoint. It's great for reports, spreadsheets, aggregating that data. A lot of chambers, boards, tourism offices do use it because they're using the Microsoft 365 ecosystem and it's built in. But it's not very flexible when it comes to storytelling, which is ideal for our industry, or social captions or creative messaging. So you have to know those limitations and use the things which you do see people use lots of tools for different things. So I do like it for multicultural tourism brands, but I do also like ChatGPT Plus, especially the Enterprise Edition if you do have more than one user, for your content branding, your automation, your marketing. Okay. So let's talk a little bit and back up a little bit about AI. So you heard Greg DeShields and some folks this week talk about an AI-powered hotel with Las Vegas theme. Did anybody hear anybody talk about that? Have you ever heard of Alibaba? Anyone shopped? Alibaba actually created this AI operating hotel with a Las Vegas theme, but is actually named Fly Zoo Hotel, and it is located in Hangzhou, China. Did you know that part? That part. And why ideally? There were reasons why they thought it was going to be amazing. Facial recognition when you check in, and it's like, you know, Minority Report and all those great movies, and it scans you Westworld. Hi, PJ, welcome. Your towels will be waiting when it scans your face in the lobby, right? The AI-powered concierge that would like to order your favorite waffle, personalized room settings, robot butlers and bartenders, because they felt the value proposition was faster service, no wait times, very cost-effective. We don't have to pay anybody to be around here, just you and your computer. Multilingual, tu hablas español, oh yes, oh je parle français, all of the things when you walk into the lobby. But the reality is a robot bartender can make one drink at a time versus your favorite bartender is like, hey, margaritas for everybody, right? 5 drinks at a time. No human conversation, no recommendations, no upselling, no humor. Oh, you had a bad day today. Oh, let me just tell me about it. Tip me. Right? So the lesson is that human interaction is still something that we have not been able to replace in the AI space. But using it to create efficiency is important. So there are some brands that really have implemented AI enhanced features. So if you have a techie client or someone that is looking for that experience because it's experiential, you have MGM Resorts, Caesars with AI concierge chatbots. You see that on a lot of websites that you can add that chatbot to your own website. Smart room service, automated check-in kiosks like you have at the airport. And there are some resorts that are doing facial recognition in certain environments. So if you go down to the lobby and you don't have your glasses on and your makeup, it may be a different experience for you. Can't no promises. But there is a hotel brand, Yotel, Y-O-T-E-L, in New York and in Boston that also has robotic luggage handlers, smart beds, app-based controls, and automated check-in. There's also Hotel Zena in Washington, D.C., Z-E-N-A, and the Sinclair Autograph Collection in Fort Worth that use these guest room automations. So it may be something that you may want to research if that is something that is important to you. But how can it help us today? Well, as a tourist board, you can go to AI and put in all of the things in your brand kit and say, please create a destination guide specifically to this audience. Girlfriend getaway, 4 days, 3 nights, budget, 3-star, 3.5-star or more with these type of experiences. Creating welcome messages, generating ad copy for social, radio, or banners, building press release and recapping reports. As a travel advisor, you might be creating your automatic responses, your email, post-booking follow-ups, or building out even a 30-day content calendar so that you can say, well, based on what I'm selling and my ideal client avatar, these are what I would like it to say. Okay, so what in the world are we talking about, PJ? That's just a bunch of stuff. It's crazy. So I'm going to give you a real example. I talked earlier about a group that I'm working on, the Bahama Breeze Music Festival, which will take place at Atlantis Paradise Island. It will feature Ashanti, Dougie Fresh, Lettucey, and Anthony Hamilton for Grammy Award-winning artists. There's also a celebrity golf tournament component. They have 1,500 rooms, and it is scheduled for September. My goals in going to ChatGPT in this example are we want to sell out the hotel block. Heads and beds, butts and seats, that part. And we want to sell our travel packages. We're using Travel Joy in order to facilitate the room block, which is a travel agent tool, and we're promoting VIP upgrades, local tickets. We want locals to also come to the concert to put more people in the room. We want to reach travelers, especially in the promoter's home state, which is the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area. Florida, because we want people to fly over for the weekend, but we also want to reach people in the Bahamas, right? So y'all are with me. We all sell travel. We get what the vibe is. We also want to increase the tournament's visibility. So I can show you better than I can tell you what that looks like when I have those goals and my client has articulated to me what those goals may be. So we're going to create what they call a prompt. A prompt is something that you can keep these prompts saved. Copy and paste them, save them in your Google Drive so that you can also alter them. Depending on your ChatGPT, you are able to save them in the system and you're able to pull those out and go back to your sidebar and copy and paste them in. Almost there. So I created a simple prompt that I can then substitute the client name, substitute their marketing goals, substitute their geographic area that they're targeting, and I can also, even on the consult, they tell me what they want to do. I know the basics. You need people to go there and you need people to buy tickets. You're going to this destination. I can copy and paste that on the consult, and I can blow them away in the beginning so that when they then pay me a plan-to-go fee before we move forward, we have a very good idea of what you are looking for and what you're not looking for and what I am capable of producing for you. So for me, as a meeting planner and a travel agent, it becomes very important that I do charge a plan-to-go fee, a meeting planning fee, because I'm still going to use my expertise. I'm still going to tell you all of the ways that I can be the best planner, or I might tell you that I'm not a good fit for what you got going on. Like if you want to take 25 teenage girls to Cancun to reenact, a Hooters commercial, like maybe that's not my wheelhouse. So I might then in that consultation be able to tell you, hey, I'm not a good for you, but I can refer you to somebody in my network that is a good fit, that specializes in those types of vacations. I'm trying to get the chat going. So for me, I would have created a prompt that will do a few things. And these are the key aspects that you want to talk about. I want to make sure that I'm going to create a 14-day marketing plan. Based on the fact that my client is traveling in September and they are around the corner, I want to show them how I can produce results from them, whether they're hiring my marketing company, DS3 Brand Strategies, or me as their planner. And I'm going to say, I can help you create social media posts for Facebook and Instagram where you tell me your audience is. I can help you create an email campaign. I can help you create radio scripts. And not only can my research department, my second brain, can tell you what stations play Lettucey, Ashanti, Dougie Fresh, and Anthony Hamilton in the DMV, in South Florida, and the Bahamas where you need to spend money on your radio buy. I can tell you that you need your voiceover ready in 30 seconds because 60 seconds ads cost too much and that we want to get more bang for their buck because people have no attention span. Aha. So, thank you. So I put all of this in my prompt. So I'm asking ChatGPT 4.0 to create a 14-day marketing plan for the Bahama Breeze Music Festival taking place in September 2025 at Atlantis Paradise Island in Nassau, Bahamas. I've outlined the artists, what my goals are, and what I want included in my marketing plan because that's where my expertise is. If I say do a 14-day marketing plan, they're like, I don't know. I still have to use my expertise to say what components I feel the client needs. So I hit that button, and let's see if something happens. Chat, my second brain, decides based on the fact that my agency's information is in there of the services I provide, and it creates me a 14-day, make it bigger, marketing plan for Bahama Breeze Music Festival to pitch to my client. Identified my target goals, key, and we've now created a 14-day social content plan. Using Instagram and Facebook, the platforms they said they wanted to promote on where they felt their target DMA was, and it's told me I can say what you can do every day. This is the teaser video reel I need from your team. These are the hashtags I'm going to use to appeal to your audience. We're going to talk about this every single day. ChatGPT has looked up in the system based on what I've told it to do and created a 14-day marketing plan. It's created email campaign structure that I can go forward and even say, can you write emails 1, 2, 3, 4? It's giving me emails. I said I wanted a 5-email sequence. What radio spots? It says if I'm in the Bahamas, I need to advertise on ZNS and Hot 91.7. This is what the radio spot will read. And if by chance I was a talented voiceover person, I would say, hey, Nassau, the Bahama Breeze Music Festival is bringing Ashanti, Dougie Fresh, Lettucey, and Anthony Hamilton to Paradise Island. But I'm not good at that. Or I would say in the DMV, WHUR 96.3 DC, Hot 105 in Miami. And I would also have ad copy for the golf spot. I would say, okay, there's an airport in the Bahamas, Lyndon Pendley International, Nassau, where I think you need an ad strategy. We need to call NAD, get on the boards, ask the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism for a buy and some sponsored ads, as well as Atlantis to take part of what they have in their marketing so we can get some backlit posters, because when I walk in that airport, I want them to see nothing But, oh, baby, when you're close to me, Ashanti up there on the screen every time they come. And all the people who do repeat visitors, I want to start doing that now. So they want to come back in September for the concert. I want it on the luggage carts. I want it on the digital ad screens. I want to use resort visuals. So can I get some B-roll, Atlanta sales department, so that you can provide it to me? We want to have used colors that pop because we're talking about sea. So I want the Tiffany blue. I want the gold and the coral to bring out the hotel. And I need your promoter. Let's go into our print and digital advertising outlets. I need you to buy with The Guardian, The Tribune, BahamasLocal.com, Island Life, and Hot 91.7. We don't need to spend money anywhere else because this is the ideal demographic for more bang for your buck. And when you're in the DMV, Washington Informer, Miami Times, Sheen Magazine, radio station websites, we're going to run some ads and skyscraper ads there. And we're also going to look for HBCU alums in that age range, sororities and fraternities, to partner. Because we're going to have a stroll competition. We're going to have a where them fans at competition on social media for people to record to win trips to Atlantis. ChatGPT has told me what stations to go with. They've told me what promo messaging for my golf tournament. They've suggested hashtags that I can say whatever sponsors you're using, we'll use their hashtags as well. And it will ask me, so based on what we've come up with, you like what you see? Would you like to add a Canva social kit, specific voiceover scripts or email templates to what you have, and we can help you deploy this campaign? And because ChatGPT is geared towards my agency, it ends with my tag, safe travels and soulful vibes, which is what I say to all of my clients. So I will say, okay, client, please compose a brief email to my client to introduce these marketing ideas with an invoice for $5,000 to get started planning their event. So now, my second brain is creating an email. It's not going to give them everything. You want to hear everything? I pitch it to you. I hope your Zoom was recording when we talked about it. Because, baby, I'm not going to say it again, and I'm not going to write it out and give it to you for you to go do it for free. I'm going to send you this email, tell you what my plan includes, ask you to send over your $5,000 retainer, and then I'll give you my plan. And it will automatically sign and give you my information because it is stored. Right? So it's me. I had to give them and say what I wanted. But at the end of the day, it generated what I needed because I asked the right questions. I asked for radio stations and media buy, specifically to their target demo, and for them to look up who is playing Lettucey and Dougie Fresh and Anthony Hamilton and Ashanti, right? So what are you doing to use this as your second brain to help you make your life easier, not stay up all night to research, not have to take 3 to 4 days to come up with something to send back to your client, and by that time they've moved on to the next person because you took too long, right? I could have been sitting on the beach, sitting on my balcony, sitting on my throne at home, and I could have composed this wonderful email to send to my client along with a $5,000 invoice to get it started, right? So a lot of that is how are you using? You have a marketing department, and thank you for sharing my screen. You can turn that off now. I appreciate that. So with regard to that, the goal is how are you going to use it? How are you going to use it in your business? Have you seen the potential of what it can do to drive your email campaigns, to identify the proper ad buy, to decide what your company's social media campaign is? And you can ask it to expound or as little. Maybe you just want to give those 14 bullets to your marketing department and say, we want you to organically tell our experience, but I can give you some direction so we don't have to sit in a meeting for 3 hours for you to brainstorm what ChatGPT did for me in 2 seconds. So that is really where I want you to take your mentality on my journey. And I can put up, for those of you who are interested, I do provide consultation to my clients. I have worked with tourist boards, Anguilla, Guadalupe. I would love to work with Anguilla, Guadalupe, St. Martin, in order to be able to help destinations do this well. I also provide individual and small group coaching. I have some people in the building who are part of my Moneymakers Mindset, and we do have small group coaching for meeting planners and travel agents on these types of tools. So if you're interested, you can always visit my website at pjsands.com or moneymakers.us. All right, so any questions? All right, thank you very much. All right, so y'all are like, what is she talking about? No, go for it. What's your question?
What's your favorite AI from Gemini, ChatGPT, Claude? What is your favorite you normally use?
I do spend every day with my second brain, ChatGPT. We actually call her Chatty, as you know, oh, let's ask Chatty. And I spend a lot of time, and I encourage every business owner to spend like an hour or two in there, because it then stores that. I actually use it for my productivity, so I'll upload my to-do list and my calendar and say, can you prioritize my appointments for today? Yes, the plus, the paid version. Yes, I do. That's a great question. So it is. I need data that's real time. I can't have them telling me to go look for some artist. I'm like, that artist doesn't even exist. I need it real time. So that's a good question. Any other questions? No. All right. So we have, what time is it? My dad wants us to move into the other room so that they can finish getting this room ready. So we will be moving into Tuttle for the remaining presentations, I believe. And we have, I think, 2 more presentations left. Do we? Yes, we do. So the Bahamas and Bahamas Air is presenting. Looking forward to that. As well as U.S. Virgin Islands is presenting. I think Turks and Caicos is presenting. And we heard from Anguilla already. Okay. Thank you very much. And if you're ready to move into Tuttle, we can make that move.